Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're going to talk about a truly fascinating coin of the 1982 Washington quarter dollar. While this coin might seem like just another quarter from the 1980s, certain versions of it are worth far more than face value. We're talking about a coin that could be worth as much as $1.5 million. That's right. A 1982 Washington quarter could be worth a small fortune, and in this video, we're going to explore the history of this coin, why it's so valuable, and how to spot one that could make you a millionaire. The Washington quarter dollar has been a staple of American currency since it was first introduced in 1932. It was designed to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. In celebration of the 200th anniversary of his birth, the coin features a portrait of Washington on the front, while the reverse depicts an eagle, which represents the strength and freedom of the United States. This design has remained largely unchanged for decades, making the Washington quarter one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. Over the years, many different versions of the Washington quarter have been minted, with various dates and mint marks. These versions include quarters minted at different U.S. mint facilities, which are identified by their mint marks. The D on the 1982 Washington quarter tells us that this particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which is one of the primary facilities for producing coins in the United States. The 1982 Washington quarter was part of the regular coinage produced during that time, and it was circulated widely. In general, quarters from this era are worth just 25 cents. However, as with many coins, there are certain versions of the 1982 Washington quarter that are far more valuable due to minting errors, and one of these error types has caught the attention of coin collectors around the world: the double die variety. A double die occurs when a coin is struck by a die that has a flaw, causing the design to be stamped more than once. This results in a doubling effect, where certain parts of the design appear to be slightly shifted or duplicated. On a 1982 Washington quarter, this error is most commonly seen in the letters and numbers, such as the word Liberty and the date 1982. When a double die error occurs, it's rare, and these coins become highly sought after by collectors because of their unique nature. The 1982 Washington quarter is especially valuable because only a small number of these double die errors were created, making them incredibly rare. Coins with these kinds of minting flaws are extremely desirable to collectors, especially those who focus on error coins. The rarity of the error, combined with the coin's historical significance, drives up its value. In fact, some 1982 quarters with this double die error have been sold for as much as $1.5 million at auction. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know if you've found one of these rare and valuable 1982 quarters? The key is to carefully examine the coin, paying close attention to the design details. Look at the word Liberty and the year 1982. If you notice any doubling where the letters or numbers appear to be slightly shifted or duplicated, then there's a chance you've found a double die error. The doubling is often subtle, so you'll need a good magnifying tool to spot it. Once you've identified a potential double die error, the next step is to have the coin professionally authenticated and graded. A reputable coin dealer or grading service can verify whether the coin is a legitimate double die and provide you with an accurate valuation. Grading is a critical part of determining a coin's worth. The better the condition of the coin, the more valuable it is. Coins that are in mint condition, with sharp, clear details and minimal wear, will fetch far higher prices than those that are damaged or worn down from circulation. It's important to note that while some 1982 Washington quarters are worth millions of dollars, not all of them are. The most valuable coins are those that are in excellent condition and show clear signs of the double die error. Even if you find a 1982 Washington quarter with some doubling, if it's been heavily circulated or is in poor condition, it may not be worth as much as one that's well preserved. The reason error coins like the 1982 Washington quarter can be worth so much is because of their rarity. Minting errors are rare occurrences, and when they do happen, only a limited number of coins are affected. This makes them highly collectible and valuable. Collectors love owning pieces of history, especially when those pieces are one of a kind or have a unique flaw that sets them apart from the rest. The world of coin collecting can be full of surprises, and finding a rare coin like a 1982D Washington quarter with a double die error is like striking gold. While the 1982D Washington quarter is relatively common, the error variety is far from it, and that's what makes it so special. The fact that these coins are tied to the Washington quarter series, which has such a long and storied history, only adds to their appeal. If you do happen to find the 1982D Washington quarter with the double die error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. It's always worth checking your change, going through old coin collections, or searching through rolls of quarters to see if you can find a hidden treasure. And if you do, you'll have the chance to own a rare piece of American numismatic history. To summarize, the 1982D Washington quarter is much more than just another quarter from the 1980s. If you find a version with the double die error, you could have a coin worth up to $1.5 million. Make sure to carefully examine your coins for any signs of doubling, and if you think you've found something valuable, get it professionally graded. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and with a bit of luck, you could be holding onto a coin worth more than you ever imagined. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable finds, and coin collecting tips, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Have you ever found a rare coin or a valuable piece of currency? Share your experiences in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of coins, and if you've ever wondered about the value of your pocket change, you're in for a treat. We'll be talking about the 1998p Washington quarter dollar, a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance but has a fascinating history and the potential to be worth a small fortune. Yes, you heard that right, as some of these coins have been sold for as much as $1.2 million. Let's find out why. The Washington quarter dollar was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This coin has been in circulation ever since, with its design largely unchanged. The obverse, or front side, of the coin features the portrait of George Washington, while the reverse side shows an eagle, symbolizing strength and freedom. This design was created by John Flanagan, and it quickly became one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. However, as time went on, there have been many different versions of the Washington quarter, and not all of them are created equal. Some of these versions are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. And one of the coins that's been making waves in the numismatic world is the 1998p Washington quarter dollar. The P mint mark signifies that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is important for collectors who keep track of where each coin was made. Now, you might be thinking that a 1998p Washington quarter is probably just worth 25 cents, right? Well, in most cases, that's true. But there's a special variation of the 1998p quarter that has taken the coin world by storm, and it could be worth far more than face value. This rare version of the coin is known as the double die variety, and it's what makes the 1998p Washington quarter dollar so valuable. A double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a defect, causing part of the design to be struck multiple times, resulting in a double appearance. This is a minting error, and it's one of the most sought-after mistakes among coin collectors. In the case of the 1998p Washington quarter, the double die error was so noticeable that it led to the discovery of a coin that sold for an astonishing $1.2 million at auction. Yes, that's right, a single coin, worth just 25 cents in its regular form, was sold for over $1 million because of this rare error. So, how do you spot a valuable 1998p Washington quarter? The key is to look closely at the design, especially the inscriptions. Check the word Liberty and the year 1998 for any signs of doubling. If the letters seem to be slightly shifted or duplicated, You might have a double-die coin on your hands. It's important to examine the coin under good lighting and magnification to really see the details. If you believe you've found a valuable 1998p Washington quarter with the double-die error, your next step is to have it professionally graded and authenticated. A reputable coin dealer or grading service can confirm whether your coin is indeed a legitimate error, and they can help you determine its market value. Keep in mind that the condition of the coin plays a major role in its value. Coins that are in excellent condition, with sharp details and no significant wear, are worth much more than those that are heavily worn or damaged. But why are rare coins like this so valuable? The answer lies in their rarity. When a minting error occurs, it's typically only a small number of coins that are affected. This makes them incredibly rare, and rarity drives up the price. Coin collectors, especially those who specialize in error coins, are willing to pay top dollar for these unique items because they are hard to come by. In fact, the 1998p Washington quarter with the double-die error is one of the most valuable modern coins on the market today. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if a coin is worth money even if it doesn't have a major error like the 1998p double-die quarter? Well, there are a few things to keep in mind when evaluating any coin. First, look for limited mintage coins. These are coins that were produced in smaller numbers, either due to a special edition, a minting error, or a limited release. Coins like these are often worth more because they're harder to find. Also, certain years and mint marks are more valuable than others. So, if you have any quarters from different years or mint marks, it's worth taking a closer look. The 1998p Washington quarter is not the only coin that has fetched huge sums of money. Over the years, many other quarters, especially those with unique features or minting errors, have been sold for significant amounts. This just goes to show that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and there's always a chance you could find a rare gem hiding in your pocket change. To sum it up, the 1998p Washington quarter dollar may look like a simple, everyday coin, but certain versions of this coin, particularly the double-die error variety A, can be worth a staggering amount of money. If you happen to come across one of these rare coins, it could be your ticket to a small fortune. So, next time you're going through your loose change, keep an eye out for the 1998p Washington quarter. You never know, you might be holding onto something worth a lot more than you think. If you found this video interesting and want to learn more about rare coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, feel free to leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have any questions about coin collecting. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're a coin collector or someone who enjoys learning about the hidden treasures in your pocket change, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1996p Washington quarter dollar, a coin that might seem like just another piece of U.S. currency, but some of these coins are worth an extraordinary amount of money. In fact, certain versions of the 1996p Washington quarter have been sold for as much as $1.3 million at auction. Yes, you heard that correctly, a simple quarter from 1996 could be worth over $1 million. Stick with me, and I'll explain the history, the rarity, and the incredible value of this coin. Let's begin by taking a step back and looking at the history of the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design featured a portrait of Washington on the obverse, or front, of the coin, while the reverse depicted an eagle. This iconic design was created by John Flanagan, and it has remained relatively unchanged over the years, making it one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The Washington quarter is a staple of U.S. currency and has been produced in various years and mint marks. For most years, these quarters are worth exactly 25 cents, and they are widely circulated. However, certain coins from specific years, especially those with unique errors, can be worth far more. The 1996p Washington quarter is one of those coins that has the potential to be worth a lot more than face value. Now, let's focus specifically on the 1996p Washington quarter, which was minted in Philadelphia. At first glance, this quarter might look like just another standard coin from the mid-90s. However, what sets this particular coin apart from others is a rare minting error that makes certain 1996p quarters highly sought after by collectors. The error in question is known as a double die variety. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck by a die that has a flaw, causing the design to be imprinted multiple times in slightly different positions. This results in a doubling effect, where certain parts of the coin's design, such as the letters and numbers, appear to be duplicated or shifted. On a 1996p Washington quarter, the doubling typically affects the year 1996 and the inscription Liberty on the coin's obverse. This creates a subtle but distinct doubling effect, which is incredibly rare and highly prized by collectors. The reason these double die error coins are worth so much is because they are extremely rare. Minting errors like this don't happen very often, and when they do, only a limited number of coins are affected. In the case of the 1996p Washington quarter, the number of coins with this specific double die error is small, making them valuable. As with many error coins, collectors will pay a premium for them because of their uniqueness and rarity. In fact, some 1996p Washington quarters with this double die error have been sold for over $1.3 million at auction. If you're wondering how you can identify a 1996p Washington quarter with this valuable double die error, here's what to look for. First, closely examine the coin, especially the date and the word Liberty. If you notice any doubling, where the letters or numbers appear to be duplicated or shifted, that's a good sign that you may have found one of these rare coins. The doubling is usually most noticeable in the year 1996, where the numbers appear to overlap or be imprinted twice. The word Liberty on the coin's obverse may also show signs of doubling, with the letters looking slightly shifted or duplicated. To get a better view of the doubling, it's a good idea to use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. The doubling can sometimes be subtle, so you'll want to inspect the coin closely. A magnifying tool will help you catch these fine details and determine whether the doubling is significant enough to be classified as a double die error. Of course, finding a 1996p Washington quarter with a double die error is only part of the equation. The condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its value. Like with any collectible, the better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Coins that are in mint condition, with sharp details and no wear or damage, are much more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated or show signs of wear. If you happen to find the 1996p quarter with the double die error, make sure it's in as good a condition as possible, because that will significantly impact its worth. Once you've identified a potential 1996p Washington quarter with the double die error, the next step is to have the coin authenticated and graded. Professional coin dealers and grading services can determine whether the coin is genuine and provide a detailed assessment of its value. Grading is an essential part of the coin collecting world because it helps establish the coin's quality and market value. A professionally graded coin is more likely to fetch a higher price, especially if it's in mint condition. If your coin is confirmed to be a 1996p Washington quarter with the double die error, and it's in excellent condition, you could have a coin worth thousands or even millions of dollars. The 1996p Washington quarter with this error has sold for as much as $1.3 million at auction, making it one of the most valuable modern coins in circulation today. However, even if your coin is not worth quite that much, it could still be worth a significant amount depending on its condition and rarity. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1996p Washington quarter is a prime example of how even relatively modern coins can hold incredible value. Minting errors like the double die variety are rare, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. The fact that this error can make a 1,996p quarter worth millions of dollars just goes to show how much potential there is in the world of numismatics. In conclusion, the 1,996p Washington quarter dollar may look like just another quarter from the 1990s, but if you find one with the double die error, you could be holding onto a rare and valuable piece of American history. Some of these coins have been sold for over $1.3 million, and with the right condition and authentication, your 1,996p quarter could be worth a small fortune. So, take a close look at your quarters, whether they're in your pocket change or in your coin collection. You never know when you might discover a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable finds, and the exciting world of coin collecting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Have you ever found a rare coin or made a surprising discovery? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.